You also had this dynamic where women are not outpacing, have
Mhm.
blown past men in education and in work. Women are like, well, wait a minute, why would I have my place when I make more money than you
Right.
and I'm more educated than you are?
The whole point of wanting to go back or make America great again, or all that crap, the whole point is about maintaining financial control.
The idea that men don't have anything of depth to have conversation about, right? Like,
Mhm.
it can't always be barbershop. So the woman I spoke to, she was given a bunch of different reasons of why that she decided to break up.
Mhm.
One of the reasons that she gave was that he didn't really have anything to say. He wasn't that intelligent.
Mm.
And a lot of the situations from this documentary, and I'll get into more specifics about the documentary later on, but one of the general themes of a lot of these passport bros is that they feel like traditional roles and values are gone,
Mhm.
and they are going to Colombia because a lot of those women believe in the traditional trad they want to be trad wives, right? They
Yeah.
believe in
Yeah.
those traditional values at home. You also had this dynamic where women are not outpacing, have
Mhm.
blown past men in education and in work. You also have another dynamic where women were two generations removed. But at one generation, there were women that looked at their moms and all they were housewives.
Mhm.
Teachers or nurses, that's all they could be, even if they had a college degree. They
Yeah.
said that I didn't want to do that. That's where the feminist movement in the 1970s took hold. Those women became mothers and had daughters, and they were still homemakers as well, still tending to the children, cooking dinner, but also had careers.
Yeah.
And then they would look at their mother and was like, why isn't dad helping? You
Mm.
have a job just like he has a job. Y'all are both kind of bringing in the same amount of money. Why is the work around the house not being distributed evenly?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're saying, well, that's not what I want to have. And a lot of men are just like, well, a lot of these passport bros, I'm not gonna say a lot of men, a lot of these the majority of the passport bros are like, well, I want that old 1950s situation where basically you have your place. And women are like, well, wait a minute, why would I have my place when I make more money than you
Right.
and I'm more educated than you are? What
Mhm.
else are you bringing to the table? And when I had this conversation with the woman, I was like, it's funny because when I was in a marriage, me and my ex-wife had cleaning duties.
Yeah.
Mine was, because I'm anal about it, pun intended, about the bathroom,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So mine was the bathroom. My job is to clean the bathroom. She chose the kitchen. She would always talk about, well, when we split, she would talk about how the cleaning duties weren't fair. And I was like, that's the room that you chose. You chose the kitchen. I chose the bathroom. I didn't realize at the time, and I didn't realize until I lived with myself, the kitchen needs to be cleaned every day,
Every single day. That's what I
every
was
single
doing this
day.
morning before the podcast.
Right. Every single day. The bathroom once a week. If you're
Yeah.
anal like me, twice, maybe 3 times a week. Not
Yeah.
because it's messy, just because, you don't like a whole lot of germs in the bathroom. You just don't
Right.
want that.
Right.
It's not the same. That the work disparity at home isn't the same. And I hear this a lot from my female friends who are wives and mothers. They
Mhm.
all are career women. And then
Yeah.
they come home and their husband is playing Call of Duty while they are getting the kids taken together, preparing dinner, doing all these other things. And men are like, I help, but not really. So I
No.
found it interesting as a whole
Mhm.
that there is this mass exodus of men saying, well, we're going to go to another country to find our wives. And there are women here in this country that's just like, be better.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing. It's not like there aren't women in the US or in the West in general. Colombia is in the West, so I'll say in the US in general who don't want to be trad wives. They act like 100% of American women don't want to be trad wives. That's absolutely not the case. There are actually plenty of women in this country who would love for their sphere or their domain to be the home and the man provide and all the things. But the problem is they don't want to do that either. Okay. And the thing about going to places like Colombia, these places are chosen intentionally. And it is not because the women there want more traditional gender roles. It is because of financial control. The whole point of wanting to go back or make America great again, or all that crap, the whole point is about maintaining financial control. The fact that women can get educations and actually get jobs that align with their educations and actually we haven't yet, but we're working towards closing that gender wage gap and things like that. Like the fact that women can now be the breadwinner is the issue. The issue has always been financial. It's never been, and now because women are also working that 40, 50 hours a week, also contributing half toward the bills and the mortgage, they're expecting equity in the home.
Yes. And what's the difference between equality and equity? Equality is sameness, uniformity. Equity is fairness.
Yes.
Yes, it was equal that I had the bathroom and was cleaning the bathroom and she had the kitchen.
Because technically you had one room, she had another room.
That's uniformity. That's equality.
There wasn't
equity because she has to clean the kitchen every single day. And I only got to clean the bathroom once or twice a week. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, bro, you might mow the lawn once a week.
Yeah.
Are you unloading the dishes? Are you doing it? And so also there was another thing when I had this conversation with this woman, when she talked about like another reason why they broke up is because, he just wasn't that bright. The idea that men don't have anything of depth to have conversation about, right? Like, it can't always be barbershop. This is the reason why a lot of my friends are now female. I'm collecting female friends like Thanos Infinity Stones. Like, and not just females. If you a dude that's got more than just is LeBron James better than Michael Jordan, I'm past those conversations. Intellectually, it's not stimulating to me at all, right? I want to learn something from you. And if that's the dynamic in my relationships now, well, that's just the dynamic in my relationships. So I'm having the conversation with this woman and she's nodding her head because like I understand what she's saying as far as there not being equity in the home, how she had to get on them to clean or to clean right. And that there wasn't a whole lot of depth to the conversations. And then I conversely said, a lot of men are not taught these things.
Yeah.
A lot of men, one time when I was staying with mom, I stayed with mom for a couple of months and I was cleaning the tub. And you've seen me clean the bathroom.
Yes.
I was cleaning the tub.
Yes.
And there was some mildew and I couldn't get all the mildew out. Mom comes behind me. I didn't notice she did. She comes behind me and cleans it. And it's almost like it's brand new. Use the same stuff that I did. I'm like, Mom, how'd you do that? I just know how to clean it. I was like, well, I want to know how to clean it like that. Because I tried my best. I used the same stuff and it didn't come out like you did. So there are times where women will say to a man, this is how you do it. Man, don't pick it up right away. I'll have a little bit of patience. Pick it up. But men also had the patience to learn to pick up how to do things the right way.
Yeah. A lot of times you'll have people weaponize their incompetence.
I used to do it all the time.
Yeah. And or just purposefully do things incorrectly so that she'll be like, fine, I'll just do it myself.
I used to do it to mom all the time. Go wash those dishes.
And it's true. I mean, there are I think a lot of men grow up in households where they didn't have to do these things. They took out the garbage and they mowed the lawn. Like that was they raked the leaves. Like that was their chore.
Quote unquote men jobs.
Yeah, men jobs. And so like that was their chore. And so learning how to load a dishwasher properly, not just putting stuff in there anywhere. There's a way to load the dishwasher effectively. Like,
I still don't know.
Knowing that cleaning the kitchen is also involves wiping down the counters. cleaning the floor, cleaning out the fridge, cleaning off the stove. Like, it also involves, like, it's not just doing the dishes and not just doing the dishes that fit in the dishwasher and leaving the rest of them in the sink. Like, it's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you go behind them and be like, oh, do it this way, do it that way, whatever. It's nagging, it's this and that. Y'all, I don't do anything right. I'm not going to do it at all. Be open to learning new things. And that's for both people. Like, ladies, get out there and mow that lawn.
Right.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.